It is your planet. But of course, it's also my planet. But then again, it's sort of our planet, but of course, it's mostly my planet. Planet Hog. Hello. And welcome. Yes, indeed. I am once again. You hear it? Back in the Terranium. Broadcasting live. You know, I'm on a Greenpeace conference out here. No. I said, why not, man? Why not do it again? Shit. But happy to be with you once again. And today, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to revisit a topic that I brought up a long time ago. It was one of the earlier episodes of this endeavor. Of course, I will link it so you can go back to it. But we're going to be talking about the Jim Halpert effect. It has once again reared its ugly head. And for those of you who do not know, the Jim Halpert effect is yet another theory advanced by yours truly. But it basically stems from the character from the popular sitcom The Office, Jim Halpert, played by John Krasinski. His portrait right there at the bottom of the title, where he was a woman's, the modern woman's ideal modern man. He was a man that, as we would believe it, or they would have us believe, friend-zoned his way into marrying the woman of his dreams. Something that I, at the time, saw as a social Trojan horse. You're going to take the most popular male character on a romantic comedy kind of sitcom deal. Well, who typically watches those? Women do. So you're going to take the male lead, who's essentially the male lead. He's definitely the love interest. He's definitely supposed to be the one the girls like. Well, how do you know that? Because they surround the other leads are all goofs. You got two goofs in Michael and Dwight, but then you had one guy who was playing it straight, who was serious. But he didn't have to be suave or charming. He just had to not be a goof. So, who's supposed to love Jim Halpert? Well, women do, and they still do. I defy you to find a woman who hasn't watched The Office. I defy you, for those of you on dating sites, to find a woman that doesn't have something reading along the lines of, I'm Pam looking for my Jim. I defy you. So naturally, what does that do? Well, if you're a teenage or young adolescent male, as I was at the time The Office was in its popularity, you want to be like Jim because the girls like Jim. That's how that's how the animal man brain works. Girls like Jim, me like girl, me like Jim, girl like me. Well, that's what they want you to do. Huh. Because the truth of the matter is they're selling you the gambler's fallacy. But we'll get into that here in a little bit. That was just a prelude to the Jim Halpert effect for those of you who are, for the uninitiated. But we are initiated, aren't we? So anyhow, Johnny Depp, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Take a look at that one. Oh, you've seen that before. You've seen that in supermarkets. You've seen that at Little League games. You've seen that at barbecues. You've seen that at family get-togethers on Christmas. What's that? What is that the image of there on the screen for you? That is the image of happy wife, happy life. That's what that looks like. Yes, indeed. Happy wife, happy life. That is what it looks like right there. That's why it's so familiar to you, because perhaps you've muttered these imbecilic words in this order. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Johnny Depp, the Ballad of Poor Johnny. So, without boring you with all of the particulars of it, I'll give you the quick version because, this isn't TMZ over here. I typically don't delve into this realm unless I think there's something transcendent that we might take away from it. And in this case, I'm talking to the fellas out there. Ladies, take this one off. Take this one off. No. Listen to. Obviously, listen to. But make sure your man has a beer in his hand. Anyhow, Johnny Depp married this woman named Amber Heard. So she's an actress, which, there's one profession I said I would never marry, and it wasn't porn star. It was actress. Why? Well, beyond the visceral image of some dude popping your wife, get past that. That's business for her. Okay, I can get past that. There's a part of me that can get past that. And she gets paid to embellish those type of activities in front of a camera, right? Trying to be as not be as gauche as I can be here. So maybe she lies to you in that area of your life, in that aspect of your relationship. Maybe that's where she tells her lies to you. No big deal. You suck it up, you move on. Or, you step your game up. For those of you who follow what I'm saying. If not, rewind it back and try again. But, oh, fuck it. We're not on CBS. So maybe she embellishes how good you are. Because, she's paid to scream and moan on camera. See, it's a very different version. X-rated hog. But, so maybe there, in that aspect of your life, you're lied to. Okay, big deal. Lots of men are. Get past it. An actress, however, they get paid to emulate the most genuine, the most endearing, the most sacred states of humanity. Got to fly over. I guess that's what happens when you broadcast in the terranium. Oh, what do we have here? We have 4 helicopters. It might be coming for me. I might have fucked around and said the wrong thing. Hold on. Where they go? Yeah. All right, they're gone. They're passing over. Well, 4 black helicopters in sequence. That's, come on. In the times we live in, that's not alarming at all. Anyway, but you know what? Maybe somebody in the government's trolling everybody, because that would be like, I'm just going to fly these black helicopters around and just watch Twitter. What were we talking about? We're talking about Amber Heard. Excuse me. Sorry. So Amber Heard, ladies and gentlemen, is an actress. And like I said, I would not marry one of these people. That's where we were. Because they get paid to emulate all of our most sacred moments. They get paid to pretend those. The things that we say you shouldn't fake to people in real life. Right? Don't tell people that you love them that you don't. These people get paid to pretend to do that. And the better they are, because we all know they're not actually feeling that way while they're doing it. But the better they lie to us, the more money they make. The more successful they are. The more renowned they are. So no, I would never marry one of these people. You are living with a liar. You can trust nothing they say to you. They get paid. And on top of all of that, you're talking about one of the most vain professions in existence. So not only are these people trained liars, these people also are self-centered and think about themselves first. Why would you want to marry one of these people? All right. Anyway, Johnny did. And they had a divorce. And afterwards, I guess she said that, oh, stop me when this sounds familiar. He hit me. He beat me up. He's a brute. He's a monster. He abused me. So, and maybe some of the finer point. I'm kind of giving you the brass tacks here because I really don't care to get dug in the weeds with this. So they're in a legal battle right now, and apparently part of Johnny Depp's case against her is he's suing her for defamation. You get kudo claps here, Johnny Depp. Kudo claps for actually doing this. Not enough men do. But anyway, part of that case, he also sued something in England. So the UK's press, I believe. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what that was. But they went to sue. Yeah, he went to sue the newspaper. Because they do what they do. They jumped the snap. They called him all the things off of her accusations. A woman's accusations equals proof. But then the judge threw out his case. They said that the claims were substantially true, which is a very interesting modifier to put in front of true. You didn't say true. You said substantially true. So that means you knew the claims weren't true. Because if you knew they were true, you would have just said they were true. I wonder why a judge would do that in a situation where a woman was telling you. I don't know. But anyway, Justice for Johnny started trending on Twitter because Johnny Depp apparently has released some more footage. And to sum it up, I will read this tweet. It pretty much encapsulates it all. It's from this person named Chloe who reads, let me say this again. Johnny Depp has police and medical staff testimonies. So I guess the first responders on the scene said she did not look like someone who had been abused. But of course it didn't end there. Right? Not for this. Not for a woman. Where the people who investigated look at it and say, no, it didn't happen. Doesn't look like it. From two different angles. From the police, looking at the scene, I'm assuming, because that's part of what they do. Yeah, they look at the body, look at her, make sure she doesn't have any marks, but they also look at the scene. Then they had medical. Do a more thorough, I'm sure, investigation. And both of them said nothing here. But that wasn't enough. Wow. So, I'm sorry, let me continue reading this. Johnny Depp has police and medical staff testimonies. Witness statements. People who were there, who said, no, this never happened. CCTV. Voice tapes. And photographs to support his innocence. Now he's dropped police body cam footage that also corroborates his account. Do you understand he has a sensory monopoly in terms of the evidence? He has everything. Stuff you can hear. Stuff you can see. Stuff you can touch. All proving his innocence. Every way that a human being is capable of receiving an impulse and information, he has defending him. And it's still not enough. Do you see? this is where it all ends. Like, that's where it all leads you. So let's do this. Because I don't know anything about her. So the next thing I did was I went back and looked at the quality of the films that she was in before Johnny and after Johnny / during Johnny. Why does that matter? Well, because now we're talking about somebody who was a leech, who was just using someone because they could help them. Someone who didn't bring anything to the table. So, and again, not to say that means Johnny Depp was in the friend zone, but who is more likely to do that? Again, we're playing the numbers here. Who's most likely to do that? To allow themselves to be put in a situation like this, where Johnny Depp has lost movies. I don't know if you know, but he's no longer going to be Jack Sparrow when they bring out the new Pirates of the Caribbean. I think they put a woman there now. There were a couple of other movies that he had up in the tubes. And these were, big movies that they pulled him from because of this. Because of this situation in which he is actually totally innocent. How do you know that? Because he has, let's read it again. Because he has police and medical staff testimonies, witness statements, CCTV, voice tapes, and photographs to support his innocence. He's now dropped police body cam footage that also corroborate his account. Because he has every way that you can receive any kind of information about what happened, he has it, and it shows that it didn't happen. But he's still losing money. He's paying for her lawyers. He's definitely paying her alimony. And I will direct you once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the picture on your screen. That's what you get. Happy wife, happy life. So, it appears that they started dating at some point around 2000 and, according to this, 2015, they were married. Okay. All right. So let's just do a 1-year rule to be fair. Right? It usually is about a year from the time you meet somebody that you think you're going to marry to the time you marry. Sometimes it's a lot more than that. I think a year is fair here. So let's look before 2015. I'm all the way at the back here. I see something called Spin in 2007. Never heard of it. Cowgirl Bandits. Okay, that looks like something unsavory. Let's see here. Ex-Terminators, okay, sees two chicks with a chainsaw standing on top of some dudes, okay. I Do Until I Don't, okay, well, that was 2017, okay, so that's not in order, excuse me. Let's see, The Playboy Club, oh, okay, acting career took a little longer to develop, I get it, Remember the Days, okay, this looks like one of those, college humor type of deals, like American Pie. Drop Dead Sexy. Okay, I think we're getting to a Her Smell. All right, we're getting to a theme here, and Her Smell is recent. Okay, so we take that one off. Syrup. Okay, all right, but I think we're getting to a theme here. Okay, so she's like discount slutty, hot. Okay, I get it, and that's not me knocking her. I'm looking at her movies. I'm looking at the quality of these movies. These all look like movies that had a lot of like sexual humor to them. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just calling a spade here based on what I'm looking at. So she was probably like, not quite as attractive as the top girl in that genre. So she was like the discount. She was one you can just plug and play in the movie. And she'd do a decent job. She looked good in a bikini. She could play the part. But nothing much. Okay, fine. So we said she got with Johnny Depp In 2015, I'm giving a 1 year rule for familiarity for, oh, guess who I'm dating? Oh, yeah, you guys are dating? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's getting serious. I think we're going to get engaged. Oh, yeah, okay, wow. Hey, we got married. Oh, my God, all these people at the wedding. Yeah, we're a thing. We're awesome. Okay, what kind of movies did you get? Hercules, 2014. So you're in a movie with The Rock, who was arguably on top of Hollywood at that time, arguably could still be thought that way. Okay. Let's see. What else is around 2014? Oh, I just passed a movie from 2010 called The Ward, where she's scantily clad and displayed in like she's been roughed up. Interesting. Oh, 2015, Magic Mike. Huh. 2006. So this is before. All the Boys Love Mandy. She's discount slutty. I get it. Okay. Machete Kills. Let's see. Let's look for some stuff around 2015 and after, because that's when they were married. She was in a movie with Johnny Depp in 2011. So maybe that's where it started. But that's okay. We'll stick to our 1 year rule. The Danish Girl. Okay, looks odd. Justice League 2021. Wow. From Pineapple Express to Justice League. And it only took one ring. Let's see. Aquaman. Okay, so she's heavy in the discount superhero realm. So she's clearly benefited from being associated with Johnny Depp. Because why else? What would you have seen in All the Boys Love Mandy that says, ooh, you know what we should do? We should make her a lead in a drama. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. One man's opinion, but it doesn't make it wrong. So, bringing us all the way back around. That's basically in a nutshell what's going on with Johnny Depp. Why does this pertain to the Jim Halpert effect? Gentlemen, I have said many times, this best friend shit is a trap. Excuse me. Johnny Depp, to me, I mean, I look at the guy. I cannot imagine, and maybe this is definitely my own bias, but I just can't. I think he's that Jim Halpert type. He strikes me as such. I look at it's similar height, similar build. They dress similarly. Like, he's always been a weird guy. I hate to see it happen to him. I really do. I really do. Because the solution was very simple. Once we start becoming serious, even before that, something inside of her said, okay, this is a guy that I can do whatever the fuck I want to. Why do I say that? Because let's pick somebody else. Pick Brock Lesnar and Sable. So Brock Lesnar's married to this ex wrestler and model named Sable, and that was her stage name. It's not a real name. So imagine this situation where she basically uses him as a come up, and then ruins his career with a lie. How do you think that would end? And again, this is not advocacy for domestic violence. No. This is about teaching people how you are to be received. This is about, there's something about him. There's something about any man. They send some kind of message that says, you don't want to do this with me. And I'll tell you something else they do. And this is as equal, if not a bigger part of this whole picture. is they pick wisely. You know, when I was getting started with this, there was I was setting the mic up out here in the terrarium, and there was a it was like a little fly that jumped on the mic. So I swatted it off. It hit the table, and then I watched the motherfucker get up and get back on the mic again. So then I ended up squashing him with my thumb. He chose poorly. There's something about making that decision. And again, like I said, actresses, the only profession I would never date or marry. Actresses. That's literally the only one. Everyone else I could rationalize. That one I could not. So there's something about understanding your limits, understanding the demands of the person that you're entering this agreement with. There's something about entering in on your terms. I'm talking to you guys. Not, oh, well, you know, I guess we decided. No. We decided means she decided. Whenever, like typically when I hear a lot of we men, whenever the we men come around, you know, with the power of Grayskull, whenever the we men come around, I always hear she. Oh yeah, we're well, you know, we're just kind of not really doing that right now. We just know. Oh, we thought we'd stay in tonight. We thought we'd. Whenever I hear we, I hear she. And we men, that's how you get. That's you are suffering from that Jim Halpert effect. There are situations where people, yes, I meet this person, they're my best friend. Absolutely. That's just not the case with most people. I'm going off of my own personal experiences here, people I know. But I'm extrapolating here because I think this is correct. And I'm willing to test it. The best friend shit does not work. It is the gambler's fallacy of dating. You're better off setting an expectation list of things that you are looking for, things that you want, things that you will not budge on, and being completely honest. That friend shit is the end shit. To quote the great and incomparable Patrice O'Neal, when you are in the friend zone, you are, in effect, on a one-way street behind this person. You cannot overpass them. The only thing left to do at that point, and again, quoting a phrase of his, is to flip the board. To end the game, end the charade. Me, I liken it more to a person who's living on life support. Are you really alive? Yeah, I do this, I do this. Okay, are you really happy? Are you? Because the people who I have talked to, and talked to many, as a matter of fact, I don't want to say a lot, because really there were only like maybe 3 or 4 of my friends who, when I told them I was going to do this, they said, you should just talk about relationship shit. But I don't, because I don't think that there's an answer. I don't think there's not a one, like there is no, give me your problems, I'll give you all the solutions. That's not a real thing. Because certain people, like I could tell you, for example, I could go out and tell a guy how I got the girl that I'm with. And he could go out and try it, and it would not work. Why? Well, there's a myriad of reasons why. So that's why I don't really go in for the, oh, I'll tell you the answer to your problem. I can probably troubleshoot maybe some things that you may want to consider. And even then, I'm hesitant to do it. Because I'll tell you, for example, one of my closest friends, and he's one of the few listeners, so I won't I won't say his name, but he was in a situation with a young lady, and they were both young, and I was basically giving him the play-by-play of what was going to happen because of certain decisions he made, and every last one of them happened. But it's not divining, it's not transcribing the mundane. It's experience. It's seeing things, it's learning things, it's wanting to know why. Like my mass shooting video. It's one of my favorite questions. Why now? Why can't we hear from these people? But also, why, in this context, why is this failing? And a lot of people don't realize that the friend zone is the end zone. You are on life support when you, because even if you graduate into what you think you want, what you don't, you date, you get married. Okay, now you're married. Well, now you're trapped being this character. Could you live a life that way? Sure. Could you gain enjoyment out of said life? Sure. Sure. But it's no different to me than a 7-foot man standing in the corner of an attic where the two joints come together. I'm probably using the wrong phrase there. Sorry. Wrong term. He's 7 feet tall, but for that moment, when he stands in that position, he has to stand as if he's 5'11". Well, if he steps out from that position relatively soon, he will retain his height at 7 feet tall. What happens if he stays in that position for however long you're married? Well, at a certain point, you reach a point where you get comfortable in the discomfort. Like you reach a comfort zone, your new comfort zone. Kind of like people with masks, where you don't really like it, but you're comfortable being uncomfortable now because you just want things to be steady. You don't want to keep falling in the change. You want to cling to something as solid ground when there is none. Anyhow, after a while, your body, you seem like nothing's wrong. Oh, okay, this is fine. I can maintain this. But then you start to develop because there are bigger issues developing that you cannot perceive yet. And that's what I'm talking about. When you do this friend zone stuff and you friend zone your way down the aisle, you're that 7-foot man standing there at 5'11". And you may find a temporary comfort zone in the discomfort, in the charade of having to do all the things. It basically becomes a chores list that you have to do to keep this person satisfied. Just so you can go to the barbecue and look like the picture. Happy wife, happy life. But there are bigger problems below the surface that are building and worsening. And eventually, what happens to the man? Well, eventually something snaps, like your spine. What happens here? Eventually something snaps, and you come home and you see one of those stories where a man killed his entire family. Because happy wife, happy life is a lie. It is a self-serving and self-centered lie, but it is a lie nonetheless. Ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude this second seminar on the Jim Halpert effect. Heretofore will be referred to as the JHE for the purposes of brevity. So until the next time, students, stand up, push in your pedestals, and, what is this they say? Oh, yes. Peace.